Hi everyone, so in today's video we'll be trying out Spellbinders' new Glimmer of the Month and 3D folder of the month for May of 2024. It is the Tropical Bloom, the Glimmer, and then the 3D embossing folder is the Scattered Tropics, I think is what it's called, of the month, or for this month. So these items were sent free of charge in my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So thank you for doing that if you would like to. I did a whole unboxing, so I'll link that video in the description box. Today we're just going to get right to it, but the Glimmer does come with two sentiments that you can cut out. It has beautiful focal floral image there. It does come with a fuchsia flower foil roll, at least that is what is intended, but it does say colors may vary, so you might receive a different color. And then of course the oversized embossing folder that is 8.5 by 5.5, but the actual folder, folder is 8 3/4 by 5 3/4. And then today I'm also going to try out the freebies that come in the Deluxe Caboodle for the month. So this month there are two freebies. There's a stencil to help you color this guy in if you want to do that. So it's a 2-layer stencil with some stem also to color. So I'm going to try those out also, aside from just trying it out in a way that it'll work with the 3D embossing folder, kind of like in the background. And then I have not used my Better Press plates in the Glimmer, so I thought, well, since I have the Glimmer going, maybe we should try glimmering some sentiment. So this is the freebie sentiment set, so I'll find one or two of these guys to go ahead and glimmer and then cut, and we'll try it out because I haven't done that with the Better Press plates. So I am going to get my Glimmer going, get some card bases and things, and I'll be right back. So to get started, I'll have a white card base and a black card base, and oh, you can foil on black, that'd be really pretty, but I'm going to foil on both white pieces. So to start off, I'm just going to take an A2 size piece of paper, 8.5 by 11, cut it at 5.5. I'm going to score this one to be a card base, so 4 1/4. And then I'm going to cut the other one just in half at 4 1/4. I'm going to use that. This is just some heavyweight cardstock. The smoother the cardstock, the better you're going to get for your foiling. And then I want a black card base. Just cut that at 5.5. And score it at 4 1/4. And before I forget, I think this is the one I'll use for the 3D embossed background. That's right. I was like, why did I get a black card base? I think that's what I'll do for that one. And then I just have this green paper, and I know sometimes, a lot of times we were talking about gutting paper so that you're not just wasting it. Like, if you don't see it, it doesn't need to be there, right, kind of thing. We were talking about that in our comment section the other day. But anyhow, so for this card, I mean, I can layer the whole thing and then just emboss it, but I'm going to make it so that this flower is kind of just sticking up down here, like that kind of thing, maybe. And I'm going to cut this part away. So, I don't need that much, so I'm going to cut this piece here for it. How am I going to do that? I'm going to measure from here, 4 1/4-ish. I'm using my guides. Actually, I'll just go 4.5. Just to cut that nice and straight anyway. And then I'll take this piece and cut a little bit off of that, and then cut it down to what I need it. And then trying to make it straight as I can. That part doesn't matter. I just want to take that off. This is the part I want to make straight. So 4 1/8. That's pretty good. It might be a little bit crooked right there. Let me see if I can straighten that out a little bit. 4 1/8. See, there's a little bit that's a little bit off. There we go. Okay, that looks more straight. Alright, and that'll tuck behind this once I cut it down. So, actually, in the meantime, let's go ahead and run this through an embossing folder. Or the embossing folder. Look at the beautiful leaves. Oh my gosh. I was going to go with a purple background, but I thought green would be really nice. So I'm just going to run that through the universal plate system, which would be just this, the base plate and the gray adapter, okay? And I'll be right back. Just pops up there, and that's if you were using the Spellbinder system. I have mentioned if you have a different system, you're just going to have to mess with your sandwich to try to get it, because this is a little bit thicker than a regular embossing folder, and I know some folks have problems with that or figuring that sandwich out, and I'm sorry I don't have every machine, so I don't really have that information for you. But again, you're just going to try to make a little bit thinner sandwich. Maybe you have to shim with some papers and take out one of your, you know, plastic shims or metal shim, whatever else you have going in the sandwich. I don't know. I'm sorry, but I will be right back. So, let's see here. We have the Glimmer. All I do is plug it in, turn it on in the back there, and knock over some things on the way over. So let's pick those up. We'll do this in a minute. I did grab some gold Glimmer just out of my stash to do the sentiments in a different color. My plates, I like to use both of them at the same time. And, okay, we don't need the card bases right now. We don't need this. I could have stuck that down, but I will wait for a moment. And so I'm just going to eyeball how much of the foil I need to cover the area that I want. So on one of them, I want more of the flower, and the other one, I want it just kind of down in the lower area. Let's open that guy up. And just, you know, kind of be careful with this. If you scratch this side, excuse me, what drives me nuts when this gets crooked. If you scratch this side, you're going to take that purple away, so this you can pretty much touch. But this other side, if it gets scratched, it's going to remove some of that color. So I just kind of eyeball to see how much of this I would need for that one card. I kind of want it like this. And I'm just going to cut the one piece off. A lot of times I'll cut it down exactly the size, but this is pretty big, so I think right here would be fine. And then for the other card, I want more of this image. I wonder, yeah, it's almost the same height. Let's do that. I'm going to kind of lay it in a fun way anyway, so that'll work. So I like building up my little sandwich here. But if you're going to go and put this on your Glimmer, you're going to put the plate facing up first. You're going to put your foil with the silver side facing you, and then put your paper. Okay? And for me on this one, I want more of this guy to show, and maybe go this way. That's fine. Yeah, I'm going to cut a little bit of that off anyway on the edges and everything, so that's fine. Okay. Oh, and I was thinking, whenever you put this down like this, it's going to glimmer like this, and when you pick it up, it's going to be reverse, you know? So think about it. If you want your flower to go this way or this way, just know, you know, just think about that. Sometimes I tape it, but this is so big, well, it's not ready yet. I'm just going to lay it down. I guess while I'm doing that and waiting, I can get some gold going for these other guys. And I mean, I can, like I said, glimmer them on black. That would look really nice, or like a purple, or whatever other color you want to incorporate. I think I'm just going to stick with white. So I'm just going to cut a little bit. Again, usually I also eyeball this part. Let's do sending best wishes. We have thinking of you. Let's do thinking of you. It's a good size around there. There's still some extra. And I'll put that on a little white piece of paper from the other piece that we had done. And then we're going to try this guy for the first time, at least for me. I have tried a Better Press set, or letterpress, yeah, Better Press from Eldritch Creative, and it worked really well. So we'll try this. You are sweet to the core. Oh, that's... yeah, that's what it says, right? Yeah, you're sweet to the core. I will always stand by you. A little toucan, if I use the toucan one. Apparently, it's your birthday. That's so funny. Let's do this one. These are really meant for like the card with like the what's it called? They were pretty much meant for like the flamingo set. And so, anyway, something to think about. So I will do that one too. Okay. Oh, it's ready. Okay. So again, I'll just pair these up with a little scrap of paper. Let's bring this guy over and set it here. And I always pretty much just go ahead and put all the plates on right now. You can put them on later. Like I said, I was in a workshop with Spellbinders, and they normally just put the metal plate. I'm gonna press the timer. Sorry, I press timer here and it'll start going. Once it's off, that means you can run it through and you're good to go. So in the meantime, like I said, I will get these on some other little papers. It's not, I usually give it an extra 5 seconds, and I'm getting my machine in order and all that. I just leave it there. Okay, and pull this out gently so it doesn't move too much. And I just run it through my Platinum 6. Again, most machines that take steel rule dies, the ones that can get really thick, will be the ones that you can put the Glimmer in. Oh, I was like, where's my tool? Okay, that's fine. And like I said, guys, I mean, look at this beautiful image you can then use for something else. Let me take this off before we keep talking. Plug that in, because we're going to do the other one. I mean, how beautifully and well done. And like I said, I get questions about this all the time. I would say 99.9% of the time it comes out perfect. I don't know that there's anything I need to even remove, but if you get some overfoiling, just grab an eraser, just any eraser, really, and just go over it and remove what you think you want to remove. So, again, you guys saw my flower was however it was, the way I faced it, and that's okay for this one. With the better press, it definitely is opposite. But either way, think about what you're doing when you put that down. Okay, when it says platform ready, I will do this one. And like I said, this one I just kind of want it down this lower area. And then we're going to cut away some of it. Oh, it says it's ready now. Okay, so something like that. Yeah, maybe a little bit higher up. Okay. And oopsie. Nope, don't move. That's what I get for not taping. A little bit higher up. And fine, I'll pop a little piece of tape on here. I don't really have any here, but just in case. It's barely holding a little bit of that paper there. That'll help me turn it over. The reason I'm being weird with it is because it's still hot from before. So timer. And then I'll run this one through. And then I'll probably do the sentiments separately, just in case they have different temperatures, because this is thicker than like the better press. And I just want to make sure that they heat up the way they should need to. So I'll run this guy through and I'll be back. Okay, this one's also ready to go now. And it doesn't take too long. Like I said, sometimes I'll run it forward and then back, but I haven't done that in a while, so. What are we getting stuck on? Here we go. There you go. Lovely. We have another one of these guys to use maybe another time. Let's get this guy off of here. Nice and hot. And then I'll bring over, this is the better press one. I'll just put it in the center. Again, I'm going to do my sandwich. Oh, I forgot it said platform ready like as soon as I put that down. But whenever I do it, you know, the sandwich is my paper, the pretty color facing me, and then my plate face down. If you're building it off of here, put that on there. And I'll run that through and then I'll do the other sentiment. Okay, that one's ready. It only took like seconds. And then lastly, I'll do the other one, but let's see how this one came out. Again, I didn't change anything here as far as the sandwich. It might need a shim, I don't know. Oh, okay. So it is there. Got a little extra foiling, and unfortunately I can only find this. I don't know where my other eraser is. While it's still warm is when I like to do this, if you have a little overfoiling. And this is just a cheap Dollar Tree pencil. I wouldn't recommend using a red eraser because the red sometimes will put some color down. But while it's still a little bit warm, you just erase it away. And okay, platform is ready, I'll do the other sentiment. Oopsie, it moved on me a little bit. I want to make sure that that foil is where it needs to be. I left a big piece of paper and a big kind of foil because I know we're going to cut this out anyway, so I didn't really care to really shape it in any way. Okay, I'll run that guy through and I'll be back. That one run through. And full disclosure, I forgot to press timer, but then I was like, ooh, and then when I pressed it, it still took another, you know, 10, maybe 10, 12 seconds, so that was okay. If you cut something like this really nicely, you can also use that and have the negative of the color of the paper showing through the lettering. So, something to think about. Alright, well, let me put these things away and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so let's bring back some of our card bases. Ooh, you know what, maybe we do black with that one. And then white with this one, the green. Sorry, I'm trying to think about... Yeah, I'm just changing some things up now. Okay. Okay, with this guy, actually I see I had a little overfoiling right here. I was going to trim some away, and then remember I made my piece of paper that goes on there kind of small, because I wasn't thinking. I'm just, not that I have overfoiling, but sometimes if your image comes out not super clear, you have like these little like burrs. I don't know if you can see that. Just to get rid of that, just run your eraser over the top. Because this is basically a letter pressed glimmer, so the glimmering is actually pushed into your paper, so if you go over the very surface, you're not going to hurt anything. So remember I was trying to be a little more frugal on using this guy. I don't know how deep this will go in that this won't miss. So let's go ahead and glue this down. And then I'm going to just do this top portion. I think if I come down here, it's not going to have any green there. So again, use the whole sheet, you know, the whole topper if you want something more cut into and all of that. Sometimes I pop that layer up, so maybe I'll do that, put on some dimensionals, I don't know. Okay, so we have that. And I'll leave something sitting on this while we work on this other one. So with this one, now you can take a craft knife. I'm just going to take a regular old scissor. Well, it's not regular, it's little cutter bee scissors. They're small, so you can do your cutting and try to leave a nice amount of border right on the edge, whatever it is that you like, but do it the same. Right there, I already cut it more than I wanted to. And with fussy cutting, what you always do is you apply pressure with the hand that has the scissor or your dominant hand and move the item with your other hand. So it just makes it nicer instead of doing a bunch of little cuts. Right there, I kind of moved that, but that's okay. A little bit more. So I go through the whole thing, and maybe even you remove away some pieces you don't care about. Actually, it's easier to not have this stuff, all this extra bit. And then you can just come back in. I was doing that a little bit rounded, but that's because the petal was rounded there. So just follow the contours of the petal, and just keep going. Again, applying pressure. It's a little bit rounded there. And so I'll continue till I get to the other side, and I'll be right back. This is where you just make your editorial decisions. You know how far. I can probably cut a little more of that one, but we'll see. So I'm going to trim this down because, like I said, I need it to be 4 1/8 wide. So if that means taking a little bit off each side or whatever it is, then do that. Also, you probably want to clear your surface, but you know me, I'll just go for it. Let me see. I'm just looking at the numbers here. So 1/8 would be like right there if I take it all off of one side, which I think I might because this one's very close to the edge already. Let me do that. I might have to take a little bit off this other one. There you go. And what I was looking at is, I'm just trying to use this as my top area because this is all, you know, kind of wonky. So let's go over here and do 4 1/8, and it'll take a little bit off that edge too. Maybe right there. Okay. And like I said, I think I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. So let me get some dimensionals going on the back of this guy, and I'll be right back. I know I should clean up in between here, but I was going to say, I have the Spellbinders dimensionals, these new ones. They're strips, and it makes it very easy. I'm going to use one of the wider strips because I'd rather save this end piece for like a shaker. And, I mean, you can use the whole thing, right? Or be a little more frugal with it and kind of put it here, and then maybe you can use another piece up higher. It's usually better to support your card than to not support it, so I did miss some of the edge there, and that's okay. Maybe put this guy like this, okay, and then just one more piece. And again, you can, well, I don't want to cut into that. I was going to cut into it while it's still over here. I guess I can because these are my scissors that won't be sticky. And that's okay. I feel like I need to put at least a little piece over here. Okay, I'm going to take this backings off and we'll put that onto our card. Alright. And again, I mean, if you feel like you can cut that down, let me see how much space I have. I guess I can. That looks a little bit nicer. Just a little more nuanced if I took that little bit off. Right. Now if you did the whole sheet, I probably would have gone in here and taken that off too, to there. The reason I'm leaving my trimmer here is because we need it for the next card. There and there. That looks pretty good. I'm going to turn it over and give it a squish from the back. And there we go. And then we'll put a sentiment on, okay? So that's that one. This guy, I'm going to do the stenciling. I'm going to go ahead and just cut it down now, but if you want to leave it alone, do your stenciling. I'm going to take the whole 1/8 of an inch off of this side, so 4 1/8. The other one's already cut anyway. And then I'm going to take some off the top. I'll just take it off down here since I missed a little bit of that anyway. By 5 3/8. And let's get our stenciling going for this guy. And I think I'm going to go with some flicks for this one, which of course I didn't grab yet. Ay, sometimes. Don't know about myself. Here we go. Alright. Let's see what we're looking at. I don't think these have numbers, but I would say this is 2 because it has less on the design. Usually the less means like the more detail you're getting on that. So I'm going to put this guy here, and I'm just completely eyeballing this like by the edges of the foiling and where it looks best. Keep turning. I keep having to turn it like clockwise. That looks good right there. There's some really weak tape, but at least it's something. Okay. And I don't know. I want it to look more juicy and tropical, but we'll just go with like this kind of medium pink color. And I'm just doing it very lightly. Kind of building up the color, starting down here and adding more to the tips of the petal. So starting in the center and going out. Okay. That is so pretty with the purple. And then all you do is rinse those guys off. Of course, you can use glitter paste or glimmer paste, something like that. I would use something that's very clear if you're going to go over foiling, because obviously you want it to show. But something to think about. And then this guy, I have a better idea what the placement's supposed to look like. So now I can kind of just go for it. Where the other one I was like, okay, keep going, keep going. No, that doesn't look quite right yet. And then I forgot it. So I just got like a deeper kind of berry pink. Still starting in the center and then radiating out towards the other petals, or the end of the petals. This guy's a little bit different. You guys, I mean, look how beautiful that is. Okay, and then we have the greenery. So, I mean, if if you want to take the time to do this little guy. I'm just going to match it up in there. And grab some green. I'll be right back. It's just a little bit of like a lime kind of bright green. Oop, careful, my goodness. I might have gotten a little bit on my project. Not too bad. Okay, maybe I can clean that up. So if you have those little erasers that has like little sand in it, it'll help you clean up things like that. So for whatever reason, I can't find my little handy eraser. I'll find it. I have one that has like that sand on one side and then just eraser on the other. But this Dollar Tree pencil did the trick because it was the smallest amount of green ink there. So there we go. Very pretty. And we already turned it down. So I guess this one's ready to be popped on here. And I was actually kind of thinking about putting it this way. Let's do this one landscape mode. Why not? So we'll do that. Let me go ahead and glue that down since there's an emergency vehicle passing through. I'll be back. I'm gonna leave something heavy on top of that to hold that down because it's just glued straight. And sorry about that. My goodness. As soon as I start talking, sirens going on again. I will cut this guy's out. So again, just kind of looking through and seeing how the thinking and then the of you, and that looks pretty straight and good. So again, when you stick this down, don't put it over your foil as much, more toward the outer edges. And that way you don't tear your foil away accidentally. And then I will always stand by you. It looks like, that's interesting. Is it this one? Yep. I was looking at the A and then like the S, the ways part kind of out here. Okay, that looks really good. I will tape those down. I'll run both of them through and we'll finish up our cards. Okay. Cute. Look at that. And I will say for smaller things, Spellbinders is coming out with a new machine, the Scout, and I think I mentioned I would link it in the last video and I kind of forgot, so I'll go back and do that. But it is, I want to say 3.5 inches, the plates, by 6 or so, so a little bit longer, but 3.5 inches. So something to think about. It does the whole plate system, with the thick plates, with the adapter, with all that kind of thing. So I'm assuming they're going to develop, embossing folders and things like that will go through it. And I always wonder, I'm like, what do you do with such a skinny strip of embossing? And they had a really nice example on there, though. Down the card they had an embossed strip, and I think the original set's going to come with some dies, and then one of the embossing folders I just used recently where it's like florals, really pretty. And so they used the strip here and then they split another one, or maybe they ran it through 3 times, and then the other 2 are behind here. So one here, and then the strip on top so you don't see it. The other 2 aren't, as big. And I was like, oh, that's what you do with it. That's a good idea. I don't know why. I usually use it like as a little border or something, but the way they used it I thought was cute. So anyway, okay, like I said, I might do this one this way, and I'll have this guy here. This is already popped up, so I'm gonna look for like a thinner dimensional to put on those guys because I don't want too much height. I have these little tiny dimensionals that are a lot lower in profile. And I'll probably do the same for this one, just why not? So let me get some dimensionals on the back of these guys, and I will be right back. One other thing you can do, maybe that's what we'll do. That same green, I'm going to run this to have a drop shadow. And then maybe for this one, some black. So green for this one, and then this one I'll run through some black paper. I'll be right back. So with both of them, I'll just drop shadow them. I don't know why it's so hard for me to grab things like off the surface of a table anymore. It's weird. Okay, so that one's gonna be like that. And with the green, pretty much the same thing. I don't know if you hear the birds outside right now. They sound tropical themselves. A little bit there. And I just put out a video, I think yesterday, of some roses. Actually, I took that footage. And I'm doing this one a little bit differently. This one's behind it that way, and this one's this way. And And I have a newer video to put out with more blooms from that same Frida Kahlo rose. But anyway, all you hear is birds in the background. And as you know, maybe you don't know, I live in San Diego, so I mean, I don't know. They aren't tropical birds, I will say, but they still sound really pretty. Okay, so I'll do the same thing for both of them, just put some low profiles and take the backings off, and I'll be right back. You guys, they look so pretty together, and just so gorgeous, that stenciling. Again, you can color these in with like watercolor or water-based markers, whatever it is you like. So here we go. That one. I'm trying to make sure that's straight before I really push that down. That looks good. So that really pops, right? I was just going to put it down earlier. I'm like, you know, adding that drop shadow just really makes it go. I mean, this one, you know, I always want to play with like maybe putting it in a spot where I wouldn't normally. Should we do it? Should I put it over here? All right, fine, we'll do that. And thinking of you. So just a couple different ways. This is how I brought color into this one without, you know, doing any coloring here, but, you know, however you like. And then this one, we had that stenciling, and then with the freebies and the sentiment from the freebies set. So there you go, guys. I might move that up just a little bit. All right, I'll have some images for you guys. I'll have the links down in the description box. Again, new signups are ready to go. Thank you so much, Spellbinders, for setting these items for review. I'll have images. I'll have the links in the description box for the US and the UK, and I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.